So today we are starting a beautiful topic called course of action. Course of action by myself Amarnath Imani. Okay. So first of all, we have to know what is a course of action. So while I am discussing about critical reasoning only, I have explained you what is course of action. But that is generalized point of view, right? Now I am going with detailed point of view. Detailed point of view means as a part of critical reasoning we have so many topics, right? One among them is course of action. In that perspective, I have explained you course of action, right? Now I am explaining you the courses of action in the real time. Okay. So suppose let's have a situation in the past 3 years or 3.5 years or 4 years almost. We are suffocated with COVID, right? Yes or no? Okay, good. Now suppose recent days we don't have almost a problem with COVID. So almost the problem is overcame, right or wrong? With successful vaccinations or new variants are not coming, etc., whatever the reasons it might be. Now we are happy. Suppose suddenly a new variant was started, okay. So then it was spreading very fastly, okay, and it is a bit dangerous. If you observe Omicron drastically, how do we say, spread across the world, right? But fortunately that is not dangerous one. Am I right or wrong? So, but the new variant is suppose a bit dangerous one even, okay. Then what happens? So the public will suffer a lot. Suffer means even some people will die, right or wrong? So fine, at that situation government has to take some action regarding it, right? So tell me, what is the course of action that the government has to take? Good. So in this type of disaster situations, the first one is awareness. Okay, because I am unable to control 140 or 150 crores of Indians. Am I right or wrong? That is the reason what I will do is, I will create some awareness so that they can control themselves. Each one will become a militant and he can control himself or herself, right or wrong? So that's why I will in the news lines, in the newspapers or in the theaters or in the, what do we say, televisions, the newspapers as well as news channels. I will telecast that new variant what do we say, evolved, the symptoms are so and so, okay, it is this much hazardous. If you find any such symptom, you have to go for this hospitals in so and so cities, etc., helpline numbers, all we will provide to the customers, not the customers, to the public. Then what happens? First of all, they will take care of themselves. So creating the awareness. And in this awareness, as a part of that, what we can do is, we will give some simple precautions. Number one, wash your hands regularly. Am I right? Or keep a sanitizer with you. When you are going out, don't touch the objects like this. Suppose if I want to speak with you, I can speak like this, as well as I can speak like this, right or wrong? Means I am keeping my hands on the bench, podium, right? So there might be some, what do we say, virus, right? That might reach me. Is it right or wrong? So, or else, if I want to have my, anytime, if I want to eat something, instantly I should wash my hands. First wash, then only eat. So do not keep your hands even like this or like this, yes or no? So these precautions we have to spread. And if you are going out, okay, so when you came home, when you return, do not directly go with the same clothes to your children or somewhere else, okay. Better leave the clothes aside and wash them with hot water, okay. So and when you buy the vegetables, etc., outside, okay, so try to just, what we say, wash it with lukewarm water, right or wrong? And consume warm water, lukewarm water, right or wrong? Etc., we will give some precautions. Okay, try to have more protein food, more citric acid food, okay, so that those two are required, because the COVID, what we say, the coronavirus will consume those two of our body. Okay, take the protein more, take the what we say, citric acid fruits or food items more. Then what happens? These will give some resistance. Even if you take citric acid, it acts as good resistance to the body. Try to improve your resistance, okay, etc. We will give some precautions. In the television channels, we will conduct some special drives with doctors. They will give some more, right or wrong, accurate ones, so that if it reaches to the public, automatically public will stop it. Am I right or wrong? So public will stop it. So automatically spreading will be less. And we will say that avoid going to what we say massive people where means what we say gatherings. Avoid the gatherings. We will say, okay. So if possible, don't go for movies. Don't go for multiplexes until it is required. Don't go out. Because many times we will feel that it's boring here. Let's go somewhere out. Am I right or wrong? We have that feelings. Okay, so try to avoid that. Okay, in cities what happens is they will go for parks or movies, multiplexes or different resorts, etc. In villages, okay, they will go for gatherings in the evening, right or wrong? Daily in the village there will be a gathering, right? So avoid that. Avoid that. If you want to walking, daily you will go for walking. So in your home only, happily walk, happily walk. So any problem here? Yes or no? So etc. We will do some precautions. That is the best is. Keeping the lockdown is not the best is. Because that is not the best course of action. Why? Because if you put the lockdown, if you announce the lockdown, what happens? So yes, you can control the deaths or affected people through COVID, but more number of people will die due to hungriness. It's a bad symptom, yes or no? That is the reason. So lockdown is not the best point for us. Okay. So etc. Hope you understand what I am saying. Okay. That is known as course of action. Okay. So course of action by myself, Amarnath Dhimani. Hope you understand what is course of action. A course of action is an administrative decision taken, number one, to stop worsening the situation, okay, or like a first aid, the preliminary things, or preventions, or precautions, etc. Clear for you? Okay. So, and moreover, your actions should be, means your courses of actions means that should be immediately taken. Suppose right now floods are going on in Guntur district, Bapatla, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Vizag, okay, in so many areas, right? There is one, what do we say, what is that? Tornado, okay, what is the name? Michigan, okay. So we are getting one tornado or cyclone called Michigan or Mikan something, Mikan cyclone, okay. So due to that so many are suffered. Earlier with Hudhud, completely Vizag was collapsed, right or wrong? Okay. Or previously 2004 very dangerous, what do we say, tsunami at Tamil Nadu especially, Chennai, right or wrong? Okay, good. In these cases, suppose floods came to your area. Okay, what is the course of action? Course of here the action will be taken by number one, so government. Number two, NGOs are common one like us. We can do something, right or wrong, for them. Okay, so what is the common courses of actions that you can think? For us, donations. If it is close to us, providing whatever we can provide to them. Okay. So suppose being on behalf of government or NGOs, tell me what is the things that the government or NGOs has to do. Say loudly. Okay, refugee camps. Okay, next. So, in which way? Helping means. Helping is correct. In which way I am asking? Rescue forces, beautiful. Medical kits, extraordinary. So remember, if any floods, say loudly, giving food, basic amenities, okay. So remember, if any floods, etc. came, one or even earthquake came, so first of all, the people will try for, so rescue the people. One team will definitely work so hard to rescue the people. The second team immediately try to give them water, because if it is floods, everywhere the water will be, you are unable to take anything because the water is from drainages. Yes or no? So they are unable to consume it. So without food I can take upavasa, fasting for 1 day, 2 days, no problem. But without water it is impossible, right or wrong? That's the first we have to produce water. Then food, medicines, okay. Or undoubtedly we will expect some children, right? For the children, they need milk immediately. Okay, that is the reason milk powders or milk packets, something will be supplied. Okay, so etc. etc. It will be done. Okay, we will take them to higher heights, means where the floods may not touch them, or we will relocate them to some other place. Rehabilitation, right or wrong? So we'll do something, right? Okay, those are the course of action. But some other things also we can do. What it is so floods. Due to that, the first and most affected people are those who are living in good. So point one, if they have a building, the effect will be less. If it is a small huts, they will affect a lot, right or wrong? So constructing houses is also a beautiful one. Yes or no? But is it the immediate step or it's a long step? In long run we will do it, right or wrong? So then that will not be the course of action. Okay. Suppose if it is an earthquake, when compared to the loss of death, loss of persons, lives, okay, loss of houses and properties will be more. Earthquake, right? Right or wrong? But still, giving them back is not the course of action. Rescue them and whatever are the needs that they require, okay, we have to provide them. That is the primary one. Hope you understand. So course of action means the immediate one that you have to take. The immediate step that you have to take is known as course of action. Okay. So now let us see what he said and what we have to do. Okay. Yeah, see here as usual. Okay. Directions for question number 1 to 10. Okay. So in each question below, a statement is given followed by two courses of action numbered 1 and 2. A statement followed by two courses of action. That statement represents the situation to you. Okay. So a course of action is a step of administrative decision to be taken for improvement, follow up or further action in regard to the problem, policy, etc. Okay. Remember, improvement, follow up or further action in regarding to the problem, policy, etc. So remember that, suppose if I met an accident, suppose I was injured, what is the course of action? Get first aid is the one. Not even ambulance, not even going to hospital, not even calling to doctor. First aid is the ultimate one. Why? Because the situation will not worsen, first of all. Okay, it will improve my situation, right or wrong? So, or after that, so suppose the statement he has given is, Mr. Amarnath met an accident, he got some injuries, okay, his neighbor has did the first aid. What is the course of action? Going to nearby hospital. That is the course of action. Means it will be the next step to first aid. Because he gave up to first aid means the next step you have to take. Got it? So sometimes bypass surgery was completed to me, suppose. Then what is the course of action? Follow-ups is the course of action. Am I right or wrong? Am I improving or not? Okay, we have to observe. That is the course of action. Already bypass is open, happened. Open heart surgery. My heart was openly taken and surgery. Okay, so hope you understand. Then what happens? So we have to go for follow-ups only. How I am recovering, right or wrong? Okay. So further action in regard to the problem, policy, etc. on the basis of the information given in the statement to be true, to assume everything in the statement to be true. Okay. So what you have to observe is everything in the statement you have to feel that true. Okay. Suppose if he said that suddenly tsunami occurred in Hyderabad, if they said, so don't argue that, sir, Hyderabad, how tsunami comes? There is no sea or ocean here, right or wrong? So how it is possible? Don't ask him. If he says that statement, automatically, okay, in Hyderabad you got, what do we say, tsunami, okay. What is the rescue actions that you will do? That's it only. Don't say that, sir, Hyderabad, no, possible, not possible, etc., etc. Clear? Go to the next one. Then decide which of the two suggested courses of action logically follow or follows for pursuing. Mark your answer as first one if only one follows, means two courses of action he will give now. Only one is correct one, so go with first option. If only two follows means second option. Neither follows means third option. Both follows means fourth option. Okay. Let's go for the questions one by one. First one. Good. So, statement. Students of different colleges have lost a total of 40 study hours out of a scheduled 240 hours owing to the widespread hesitation in the state. Okay. So, what happened? There are some hesitations going on in the state. Due to that, almost all colleges, different colleges means almost all colleges, okay, the students lost 40 hours of the, what do we say, teaching. Okay. So, actually students will feel very much comfortable, but the managements will not. And moreover, we will be positive towards the students also now. So students will feel very much sorrowful. Got my point? Okay. So very much sad and sorrow. Okay. So that too 40 hours, not out of 1000 hours, 40 hours out of 240 hours. Means almost 1/6, 16.66% they lost. That's what he specified. Okay. And then what he is asking, what is the course of action he is asking? Tell me here, in general, what will be the course of action for this? In your lives, you have already seen this. Good. Extra classes, extra timings in mornings and evenings, or Sunday special classes, Saturday special classes. Am I right or wrong? So suppose suddenly observe in your especially +1, +2. Okay. Free Chaitanya Parayana products mostly. Okay, means private colleges. Okay. Private colleges means suppose suddenly there is a bandh. Okay. Then what they will do? Today it's a bandh. So remember, definitely next Sunday is a working day. Yes or no? But already next Sunday it is scheduled that there will be one examination. That examination in the Saturday, your classes will be started half an hour earlier. Okay, that examination will be conducted at the end. So 1 hour your classes will be extended. Am I right or wrong? That examination will be preponed to Saturday, and the examination will go to, the class will go to Sunday. Am I right or wrong? So if any bandh comes, means automatically Sunday is a working day. Am I right or wrong? Suppose if the examinations are coming closure, automatically 24/7 is working day. Am I right? That too, if you are a residential student, then that's the next level. Right or wrong? So you see here, courses of action. The current academic year should be cancelled by the government. Oh my God, this is very, very, very dangerous. Why? Because this is the life of a student. Am I right or wrong? So second one, colleges should conduct extra classes to make up for the last time. Perfect. So first one is wrong, second one is correct. So answer is only 2 follows. Yeah. So I'll give you one point. Remember, already I have given some information to you while I am discussing about critical reasoning, about course of action. There I am giving some information, right? Suppose in an office you are the boss. Okay. So there are some subordinates. One women complained on one man stating that, okay, some sexual harassment. Okay. So what is the course of action? Already that I have discussed now. What is the course of action first? It's not inquiry. It's not suspension. No police complaint. If you go for inquiry, what happens is, so inquiry takes at least 2 days. In these 2 days, he will itch again and again. By that time, the girl may commit suicide. Am I right or wrong? That is the reason inquiry is not the one. If you talk with him, what he will say? Yes, I have itched her. Will he accept? I poke her. Will he accept? He won't, na. He will say that, sir, no, sir, I am innocent, sir. I am brother of Swami Vivekananda. He will, everybody say, whether he is a victim or not, he will say like that only, right or wrong? So even if you observe their expressions that time, no, sir, not at all. Am I right or wrong? Very innocent they will act, right or wrong? So, of course, really he might be an innocent, that time, okay, this expression matches. Okay, if he is the victim, still, then the action will be next level. Okay, Kamala is also not sufficient that time. Okay, so they will give extraordinary expressions, right? Okay, that is the reason calling him, speaking with him is useless. Even if you call Osama bin Laden, did you do the crime? He will say, no, I am innocent. I am praying for Lord. I am chanting. He will say something, right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Even if you ask Kasab also, if you don't have the footage or any something proves, he will say that, no, that time I am not there. I am with my friend. Ask my friend. He will say yes or no. 100%. Okay. That is the reason speaking with them is not useful. At the same time, what you have to observe, suspending that employee is the worst course of action. Okay. Suspension of the employee. Why? Because, observe a small point. In India, suppose I filed one case against one person here. Okay. So the allegation is that he is throwing some stones onto my home, suppose. Okay. Then what happens is, first I have to prove that, I have to show some evidences that he has thrown some stones on me, means on my home. Okay. Then only he has a work that he has not thrown the stones. If I fail to show that he has thrown a stone on my home, okay, on my house, then no case on him. He no need to submit any proof. Got my point? If since I am alligating, I have to produce some proof. Okay, if I successfully produce some proof, okay, that means suppose a person came in a car, I have seen the car number, that car belongs to him, okay, from that only we got the stones, suppose, okay, that situation, then he has to come into picture and shows that, suppose if he is really an innocent and if we want to prove that in the court, okay, so that day he is in Delhi, he is not in Hyderabad, first of all. Suppose if he has shown the flight tickets, hotel, and if possible the footage of the hotel, okay, or the footage of the airport authorities, something, then the case will be dismissed. If he failed to prove, since I have proved, so he will be sentenced to some punishment. Got my point? So that means that if I am if I am doing the allegation, then first I have to produce the proof. But coming to two cases, especially in India, number one, atrocity cases, number two, women, harassment cases, eve teasing, etc. cases. If they file a case against you, they don't need to produce any proof, primarily. You have to produce one evidence stating that you have not done those things. Once you prove that, okay, you have not produced, means you have not done any activity, then they come into picture trying to show that you did that. Got my point? So actually they have alleged on us. Okay, then what happens in general? First they have to produce the proofs. Here that is not the case. I have to produce the proof that I have not done that. Got my point? If I have produced it, then they will come into picture and they will try to produce the proofs. If I fail to show that I have not done it, then automatically I am the victim, that's it. Their allegation is equal to a proof. Okay, in two cases, what they are? Atrocity cases and harassment, sexual harassment cases. Okay, so the beauty is that the one survey says that in Rajasthan it was proved that. So now tell me here, suppose if any sexual harassment case come into picture, okay, who will be in danger? Boy is automatically in danger. Why? Because he has to produce the proof. When I am going out, how can I prove that? Okay, I have not harassed this person. Yes or no? They have to produce that he harassed me. Okay, but I don't think that. Okay, I am an innocent. Suppose. Okay, innocent means I don't keep cameras opposite 360 degrees cameras. I won't fix it to my body, right or wrong? I won't record them. So am I right? So automatically, how can I produce that? Okay, I am an innocent. It's a difficult task, right? That is the reason. If any women, okay, files a suit against me in that case, automatically, mostly I will go to jail, right or wrong? But officially, 43% of the cases are fraud. This is already proved in the courts. Courts are saying this. Now tell me here, 43% already proved. How many cases are still they fail to prove the reality? So many, right or wrong? So that means that this is utilized or misused. Misused. Okay. So now the point you have to understand is, if you suspend him, okay, he might be an innocent. If you suspend, it will be a dark mark. That too, in sexual harassment, allegation, you being the boss, if you suspend him, automatically when he goes home, his wife said that, okay, bye, I am applying for divorce. You completely spoil his career, his life, personal life also, right or wrong? And even he is unable to face his friends, relatives, anyone, yes or no? Yes or no? That is the reason suspension is the worst course of action. Okay? The best course of action is, so first of all, separate both of them. If both are in the same department first, okay, so move one to accounts department, move other to HR department. Okay, or move one to so-and-so department, other to production department. Got my point? Then what happens, since both got separated, so first of all, the problem will not increase anymore. The problem will not increase anymore. This is the first point you have to notice. Then you inquire. If he found guilty, okay, then based on the harassment that he made, you can take an action. You better issue a memo. Okay, you better warn him. Okay, so if the harassment is next level harassment, file a suit against him in police station and suspend and send for even dismissing also not a problem. Am I right or wrong? So these all the things that you have to do after separation. Got it? So second point, he was already found guilty. He was already found guilty. Suspension is acceptable punishment. Dismiss is not acceptable course of action. Why? Because so many a times I have said that IPC, Indian Penal Code, suppose that is the one exactly punishes every crime, right or wrong? Being an Indian. Okay, good. What I am saying is the intention of IPC is primarily the criminal has to change. His mindset has to change. Okay, that is the reason they will punish them. Okay, if he committed one mistake, okay, that might be one murder, one what we say rape, or one what we say thieving, theft, etc., etc. He committed some mistake, right? Commitment, some wrong thing. Then his mindset has to change. Then he will be a part of the society. Am I right or wrong? That is the ultimate intention, changing of the criminal's mindset. Okay, if you dismiss, what happens? It is an irreversible program. Even though he changed, he won't get the opportunity, right? So that is the reason. So taking serious actions is not at all recommended. Okay, next point. Remember, in the real life, death sentence is a punishment as IPC court, IPC, right? So death sentence is also a punishment. But any question, if they state that, so they should be given death sentence, so immediately we will say that that is not the course of action. Okay, coming to reality, what I said, if any person committed a mistake, then why we will go for an action against them is, they have to change. If I give the death sentence, when will he change? Maybe in the either heaven or hell he will change. Am I right? So that means I am not giving any chance for him. Okay, that is the why what we say death sentence we will avoid. Okay, but coming to reality, why they will go for death sentences? If a large crime, if we give death sentence, then the remaining people will fear of it, they won't come for it. Got my point? Got my point? So if you take the Kasab, you will say that second opinion is required or not required? He killed some hundreds and thousands of people, right? So is the second opinion or second chance for him is required or not required? That much criminal, okay, if you give death sentence, that too brutally if you kill, then what happens is, by seeing that, if any other person want to take a gun, so he will get the fear. That's also important, right? That is the reason in the real life still death sentence is there, and many a times even the parliament, I think recently or 2 years back, 1 year back, they have said that is the death sentence required or not required. Regarding that, they discussed in parliament. Okay, I don't know much about it because I am not a GS faculty. Okay, so anyhow, hope you understand what is the courses of action.